Okay, so we're getting back into our coverage over Johnathan Hickman's Avengers and New Avengers. And we pick up with Avengers number 41. Yep, 41. And we actually pick up in Ultimate Marvel's universe, Earth 1610. Now, the way for us to know that we're in this universe is one, the book tells us. Two, we see Miles Morales, and at this point in Marvel Comics, he was over in the Ultimate Marvel universe. And on top of that, we pick up with the African American Nick Fury. Now, of course, you do have the African American Nick Fury talking to this universe version of Reed Richards. Now, remember, when it comes to Ultimate Reed Richards, he was originally a hero for so many years, but after going through a lot of different problems in his life that he actually had caused, he turned to a villain known as the Maker. But after a few more incidents, he went from being a bad guy back into a good guy once again. But the reason why we pick up with these characters is because you have Nick Fury talking to Reed Richards about making something new, something better. Now, this something better is not just one thing. Matter of fact, is a lot of different things. And so that is the moment you have Nick Fury show Reed Richards his new lab. And what I mean is Nick Fury telling Reed, I want you to think of every single doomsday scenario that could possibly happen down the road. And I want you to prepare for it because you are the smartest person on this planet. And with that being said, I feel like you're the best person for the job to prepare us for anything to come down the road. Now, with that being said, though, it's Reed asking Nick Fury, why am I doing this? And it's Nick Fury telling Reed because he has a feeling that something big is about to happen down the road. Now, you do have Johnathan Hickman remind us about some of the work he did back in the Ultimate Marvel universe, especially with the Ultimates. What I mean is that the Ultimates were the Ultimate Marvel universe of the Avengers, but of course did not use the name Avengers. Now, on top of that right there, in the first storyline that Johnathan Hickman did in the Ultimate Marvel universe with the Ultimates dealt with Reed Richards coming back to life, but continuing to be a bad guy known as the Maker. Now, on top of that right there, the first thing Reed did in the Ultimate Marvel universe and Johnathan Hickman's run was created a city known as the Dome. Now, the Dome was very special and very cool. And the reason why I'm saying that is because when it came to the Dome, inside of it, there was a city. And that city was being run by an AI called the City. But inside the Dome, time moved different. So outside the Dome, where only 5 minutes passed by, inside the Dome, 900 years passed by. And so, of course, you have people being involved at a very fast rate. Now, of course, that city, that dome was brought down, and even the AI known as the City was also destroyed. But now we see Reed have made a new AI, a new version of the City to use right now to help him deal with all the different problems that are going on right now in the Ultimate Marvel universe, especially the incursions. But that is the moment you have the AI actually tell Reed, hey, I just got some word about the multiverse because you have been handling the problem of the multiverse that's coming our way to the Ultimate Marvel universe. Well, here's an update for you. Now there only are 24 Earths left in the multiverse. It's the same information that the main Marvel universe Reed Richards learned in our videos a while back, that out of nowhere a bunch of Earths just got blown up, and now there are only 24 Earths left across the multiverse. But things are about to get even worse for our heroes in the main Marvel universe. And now we do jump over to the main Marvel universe. But of course, we don't pick up on Earth. We actually pick up with the Shi'ar Empire. Now remember, the Shi'ar Empire has been around for decades in Marvel Comics. But basically, they are a combination of different races that came together as one empire. Now, at this point, the empire is being run by Gladiator, who used to be one of the many Imperial Guards. Now, here's the big thing, though. You do have the Shi'ar Empire watching different stars die across the universe. Now, these stars are really suns. These suns are dying, but they're dying too early. They shouldn't die for another, hundreds or thousands of years or million of years. And so now the big question is, what is happening to these suns across the universe? And so that is the moment you have them all take that information back over to Gladiator, where they say, listen, with our research and our guys in the laboratories, we were able to figure out why the universe is dying. And of course, it all starts back on Earth. And again, that makes sense because when it comes to incursions, when two Earths crash into one another and they both are destroyed, those two universes go with those two Earths. And so right now, it's the Shi'ar Empire realizing the universe is dying. But for us to save our universe, to save our empire, we must go destroy the Earth. Now, this is huge because then you have Gladiator call up the Council of Empires. Now, these are different empires across the universe. And of course, it's Gladiator telling them what is happening right now on Earth, that Earth must be wiped out. But then we jump over to the Ultimate Marvel Universe, where we pick up with the Ultimate Reed Richards. And of course, right now, he's trying to deal with another incursion. Now, when he reaches the incursion point, of course, the area is all blue. And usually in Marvel Comics, when you go to a blue area in incursion point, that means you're about to meet the map makers. But for Reed Richards, he's not about to meet the map makers. Matter of fact, he's about to meet another group completely different from the map makers. And that is the moment we have to jump back in time because we pick up with Namor once again in his Cabal. Now remember, the Cabal was a group of villains that Namor had put together. And all these characters are really some bad characters like Thanos and two members of the Black Order and Black Swan. Now, of course, in our last video, we learned that Namor was planning on betraying the Cabal because the Cabal got too crazy. They loved the idea of going to different Earths across the multiverse and killing people left and right. And for Namor, it got into the point it was too much for him to handle. And so he agreed to come back to the Illuminati to help betray the Cabal, to hopefully get rid of them. And so the plan was to trap the Cabal on an Earth that was doomed to be destroyed. But here comes the problem though. As soon as Namor thought he was going to escape and leave the Cabal to die on a doomed planet, of course, that is the moment Black Panther had betrayed him, because Black Panther wanted payback for all the things Namor has done to Wakanda over the years. And Black Panther thought that he was able to now trap Namor with the rest of the Cabal on that dead Earth, the Earth that was going to blow up. Now, of course, the Cabal are wondering where Namor went to, because when Namor tried to escape, the Cabal was fighting against the map makers. And you have Namor just lie through his butt. He said, hey, the reason why I left is because I looked up in the sky and saw that device. And that device, I could tell, was made by Reed Richards as a way to trap us on this doomed Earth. So when it blows up, we die with it. And it does seem like they're gonna die with the doomed Earth. And we were led to believe they did die with that doomed Earth. But come to find out, this Earth was going through two different incursions at the same time, which is very rare. But with that being said, they were able to escape to a different Earth with that second incursion. And of course, that second incursion led to a particular place. And that particular place was the Ultimate Marvel Universe. And so with that, they had escaped into the Ultimate Marvel Universe. And so now we know the Cabal and Namor, they did not die in our last video. They had actually survived. On top of that, they have run into Ultimate Reed Richards. They're now in the Ultimate Marvel Universe. And so with that, we're left to believe that these two sides could possibly come together. On top of that, the Cabal and Namor, they might try to go back to the main Marvel Universe as a way to get revenge against the Black Panther, the Avengers, and the Illuminati for what they try to do. And so things are about to get a whole lot worse for our heroes and the main Marvel Universe Earth. But now we have to jump over to New Avengers number 30. Now when we do, we pick up where our last video left off at, where we came to find out that Reed Richards has sent Hank Pym into the multiverse as a way to learn why is the multiverse dying. Why is all of this happening for? And so with that, Hank Pym came back at the very end of our last video and told us, hey, I found out why the multiverse is dying. I found a group, and that group is called the Beyonders. Now that right there is very scary because remember, the Beyonders was a name of one particular character, and that character appeared back in 1984 Secret Wars. And that character had a lot of powers, but of course, no one has seen that character for a good time in Marvel Comics. And so when you have Hank Pym come to the Illuminati, come to Steve Rogers and his Avengers team, and he tells them, no, the Beyonder we met back in 1984, that was a child. The Beyonders I met in the multiverse, they're adults, and they're not playing any games at all. They're doing this for a completely different purpose, and their power level is through the roof. Now you do have Hank Pym explain what he saw in the multiverse, and that is the moment he said it took him some time to learn how to travel throughout the multiverse, how to navigate where he wanted to go. But once he was able to learn where to go, well, of course, that is the moment he found a space station. Now, this space station is very important. And the reason why, because it was hiding between two different universes. And this space station is holding a bunch of builders. Now, these builders all come from different universes across the multiverse that no longer exist because they were wiped out thanks to different incursions happening in those universes. Now remember, the Builders were originally a group of people who used to worship Captain Universe, a powerful being in each universe. But then the Builders realized they could make their own universe in their own image. And so they stepped away from praising or worshiping Captain Universe and beginning the process of trying to change the universe in their own image. And that happened in every single universe across the multiverse. But here comes the problem. Those universes began to be wiped out left and right. And so they all came here to the space station to hide out. Now that is the moment you have Hank Pym say they then went to a certain incursion point. And the reason why? Because the map makers arrived. And their goal was to wipe out the map makers, keep one alive just long enough to kind of do some research on it and to hopefully find the location of the Ivory Kings. And the Ivory Kings, of course, were the Builders. And so you do have Hank Pym tell us that the Builders who were hiding in the universe or the space between the two universes got confident. They felt like they were able to actually stop the Ivory Kings. And that was their biggest mistake they could have ever made. And the reason why? Because the Builders, they destroyed almost any kind of celestial beings, godly beings, whatever. They destroyed almost every single thing that came in their path like it was nothing. gods, celestial beings, whatever, powerful beings from Earth and across the multiverse were all wiped out by these Beyonders. And these Beyonders, they did not struggle at all. These Beyonders were able to just wipe out things left and right like it's no big deal. And Hank Pym, he saw all of it. He saw the Beyonders just going around destroying things left and right with nothing being able to actually stop them. And so then you have Hank Pym tell us that the multiverse took form. And what he mean by that was the living tribunal appeared. And when that powerful being appeared, it did look like the Beyonders were about to lose to this powerful being. But here comes the thing though, these Beyonders are even more powerful than the living tribunal. And so with that being said, you have Hank Pym said he died. He was killed by the Beyonders. And Hank Pym falls to the ground. And he says, it's the end for everything. Man has no hope left. And it's left to believe, or left to us to believe, that basically the heroes can't do anything at all. We're about to see the end of the Marvel's multiverse in a matter of a few stories. And with that being said, this is where we are going to end today's comic book video. So please leave me a like down below and subscribe. Also, if you have any suggestions on books I should read, well, please let me know in the comments below, because you never know, your suggestion could be a future video down the road. But guys, I'll see y'all next time. Later.